Yes, family. Greetings in the name of His and Her Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress Rosera Menin. Yes, one perfect balance. Blessed, magnificent Monday. Yes, I trust that everyone is up, full, and joyful. And here we are again, politically incorrect, where we get it correct. Always. Well, usually, always, usually. We playing with it. But so much has happened in the last few days since last we spoke. I mean, a number of things. I definitely got to say shout out to Pam and the whole crew, Barbados Concerned Citizens. Yeah, the real concerned citizens, for the event that happened the other night. Speechless, speechless. Really, that's all I could say. But y'all did amazing. Shout out to Marcia Weeks and the family and everybody who participated, Giselle, Elisa, the whole crew, Andrea. I mean, y'all know who y'all are. Make it happen and keep making it happen. Y'all are master planners, man. For real, for real, for real. That's all I can say. A set of master planners. That's it. But tonight we're gonna take a different pace and do some things a little different. It looked like it charged. Okay, coming on. Let me see if it charged. Yeah, but we're gonna do things a little different tonight. It's a little bit different. It's so funny because most people right now, they out and about. Jackie, I see you. Yes, I see you. Peace more. Natasha, most people out and about, the what they call the bank holiday and that kind of stuff. But we're gonna take a different turn tonight, man. So much, like I said, is going on many different levels. So we're gonna take time to harness some times. We got harness some things tonight. Heavy is the crown. Heavy is the crown. It only looks simple, but too much is given, much is required. And we've been doing this for a minute. For a minute. But indeed, heavy is the head that wears the crown, is what it said. You know what I mean? Heavy is the head that wears the crown. It's funny because, we look at this thing. Yeah, she's up and running. And we don't fully grasp it. We go through life, this thing we call life. We wake up one day and we're conscious of who we are. And the funny thing is that, you enter this realm not knowing, and then suddenly you're thrust into this position where you are now aware of who you are. Let me just switch this up real quick. And the thing about being aware of who you are is that comes with responsibility. That's what it said, too much is given, much is expected. But you go through life initially, you go through these stages where if your family are religious, well, you're going to church, you pass and do all this kind of fancy stuff. And then you graduate that, you go into school, a kindergarten or elementary, depends on where you are. And then from there, within that school setting, you're taught 5 days a week, maybe twice a day, about a particular religion based on the demographic and the culture that you're raised in. It is not such that they introduce you to all. They only introduce you to some. Only some. Nevertheless, we be here. So we find ourselves, caught in the moment of, how should I say, one day waking up, realizing you're aware of yourself. You're conscious of who you are. But before you became conscious of who you are, you were told who to be by the society. The school telling you, do's and don'ts. Parents, navigating based on the culture that they have born into in most cases, and sometimes what they have subscribed to. And it grows and it grows and it grows. But the reality is, family, heavy is the crown. Because one of the things I can say, growing up, even when I was in primary school, as far back I can remember, I was always aware of myself. I was always aware of myself in light of what was going on around me. and how other children would function. And I would assume that everybody functioned the same way, everybody thought the same way, and it was kind of the same thing. So I never saw anything unique about it. But as I grew and had different experiences, I started to realize, yeah, this sounded a little different. I couldn't put my finger on it, but different. And as you keep growing, you start to realize that no, not everybody think like you. Not that everybody think the same, but people different, and they're different kinds of people, and people sometimes function differently and react to things differently and respond to things differently. And you tend to wonder, well, how come? Is it conditioning? Is it all conditioning? No, it's not. But heavy is the crown. Heavy is the crown. Well, before I get too deep into this, we're going to take a little break here and we're going to tell a friend and tell a friend. I actually found a CD. I was doing some cleaning in-house, and I came across a CD with Armageddon playing up a Conscious Wednesday up on Academic. Shout out to Academic, by the way. And him and Jerry Dan, actually. Big up to Jerry Dan, too, and Freedom Songs. And something hit me. I got to find out when Armageddon Earth Strong is, man. And I was playing that session, telling myself, you know what? We were supposed to do a link before for Armageddon, a little session for Armageddon to introduce him to the world on a Zoom. He's going to have this Zoom platform and let people just log on to it and just run it. Because you go on YouTube and Facebook, they might, there's one shut down certain things and block certain things. Although there's ways to play radio stations, or certain radio stations, they don't trouble for some reason. But I don't know the logistics behind that. But we do sign for Armageddon, man, without question. Without question, man. This signed different for Armageddon, man. But it was live in the Pine on Akka in the pool hall, and Armageddon and Jerry Dan, did what they do best, man. And that's bring the energy, and it was a good vibes, good session. But I was just listening to it and was like, yo, man, it took me back to a point where I was just studying Armageddon for a little while earlier and just hold on to that meditation. But Armageddon lives on, man. Old warriors don't die. You see what I'm saying? So he live on, man. Without question, the brother in the wheelchair that did everything except run. You know what I mean? But we gotta do something for Armageddon without question. But anyhow, tell a friend and tell a friend. Let me see if I could drop a little tune here and don't upset the people. I got a video I want to show y'all in a few minutes, man, and we can reason on that. And I just want to show you something differently about certain things, man. Let me drop this brother right here. This should be interesting. Let me speaking of yeah. All right, let's do one. All right, so we're going with this one. All right, we're going with this one. There we go. Let me try a thing. I got about 3 warnings for the week last week. Like, yo, anyhow. I don't mind the warnings, man. We can play it. In the meantime, family, in between time, man. Yes. Tell a friend and tell a friend, family. Politically incorrect. We up and running. We in the building. Jeanette, I see you. I see you. That's all you're fine?
No, you're asking what you gonna get rasta.
Just so, right?
But I don't know what you're talking about, so beg your pardon,
Mr. Officer, I ain't got a clue what you're asking me.
I am a soldier for just.
Just so.
Who's protected by
the most. Here we go, now. We're gonna pull this tune, man. I don't know how it go, man. It's just by special request alone, man. Look. We don't normally pull tunes in the early out. But we early out. Tell a friend to tell a friend, family. Tell a friend to tell a friend. to the family we met yesterday on the beach. Shout out to Bronx Beach. And the family that work at the NCC. I definitely gotta shout out y'all, man. Appreciate the assistance yesterday. It's the drums, huh?
Hey, will it bang bang, will it bang bang, will it bang bang? You search and find my reason.
Tell a friend and tell a friend.
Now you're asking what you gonna dev rasta. But I don't know what you're talking about, so beg your pardon, Mr. Officer. I am a soldier for job, who's protected
by the scripture. Protected by the scripture.
And I not see no gun, but I'm
In my father's house are many mansions, family. Stop the division. You represent the slave master. You're dealing with that.
I'm here to set the people free. Peace is my philosophy. Rasta, gangsta. You are what was
nah, sis, you ain't gonna bleach your skin, sis. You're beautiful just as you are.
Set the people free. Peace is my philosophy. Mr. Officer, why you are do this?
Joyette, I see you. Greetings, family. Maria,
Don't speak to me because I was
tell a friend to tell a friend, family. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
But truly I man more.
Yes.
You are judgment becoming lost in my floor.
Imagine that.
It ugly, so let's unite and let the whole world know.
Rasta, the gangsta, Warrior City,
You represent the slave master.
Rasta City. Shout out to Trini.
I'm here to set your people free. Peace is my philosophy.
Yes, family.
Rasta, the gangsta. You are work for slave master.
Joy, my okay, I see you.
Peace is my philosophy.
Rasta greetings, family.
Hey, will it bang bang, will it bang bang, will it bang bang?
Rasta City. Imagine that, right? In 2022, we still gonna be having this conversation about Haile Selassie the First, man. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that, family. Yes. Yes, family. 2022, we still having this conversation. Imagine that. But Rastafari. Heavy is the crown. Heavy is the crown. Imagine in 2022, we still having this conversation. You could search the earth, length and breadth, up and down. Up and down. You will not find a monarchy, black monarchy, that in its existence in your generation, in your lifetime. Your parents saw it, your grandparents saw it. You will not find one. Search the whole earth up and down. You can't find any, but there's one. And the funny thing is, the one that they actually have, they tell you, nah, don't believe that. Don't believe that. He's a bad man. He ain't nobody. He this, he's that, he's this, he's all kind of stuff. Heavy is the crown. You see what I'm saying? Heavy is the head that wears the crown, man. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Sure. You see my head down, though, believe I chant in a prayer. That's the only time. Heavy or not, family, Rastafari gonna keep the crown up, keep the head up. It's that simple. Only who feels it knows. You see what I'm saying? So I can't really explain it, because if I have to explain it, no explanation would ever be sufficient. And for those who overstand it, no explanation is necessary. Rastafari. But yeah, I give thanks to each and every one, for logging on, tuning in, as usual. It's all love, like I said, family. And I want to touch just a few things tonight. Don't want to stick up too much. I on duty tonight. I on duty. I ain't gonna show it yet. I should show it. I ain't gonna show it yet. I ain't gonna should I show it. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Y'all gotta see this, man. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. I mean, some of y'all may have seen it already, but y'all ain't gonna believe this, man. Like, y'all ain't gonna believe this, man. Like, y'all ain't gonna believe this. Really not gonna believe this. But anyhow, we give thanks, man. Lift your head up high. That's right, King Rastafari. Right now, a lot of things, like I said, has happened in the last few days, man. A lot of people been calling me and asking me what I think about this new mandate for wearing masks in public or public spaces. And I think we have discussed this about 3-4 weeks ago on this platform, where we talked about the not the legality of it, but the lawfulness of it. Because legal and lawful, it's not the same thing. So as an individual who is self-governed, which would be me, and I do not consent to be governed by the BLP or any other administration, then that don't have nothing to do with me personally speaking, you know. And if by any chance one of the security officers or security policy enforcers should ever ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you what I would tell them. You know, they offer you what they said, a ticket and a fine that can be paid on the spot or within 14 days, whatever. And me personally, like I said, I'm not paying that. You know, we're gonna have to go to court on this if it has to go to court. If you even decide to show up in court, if you decide to show up in court, which I don't think you have any reason to show up in court, but in the event that you go and show up in court, you know, you can't pay the $100 bill fine. You're gonna pay the 50,000. I mean, again, the brother was right, and showed it to the brother who did the video. By the way, I don't know your name, man, but big up on that for sure. People speaking out, and I agree. People need to speak out, because if you continue to allow these criminals, because that's all you can call them, when they blatantly commit crime in your face and act like you don't see it, they must think they're Houdini or David Copperfield. Ridiculous, man. This is getting out of hand. So me, like I said, you go to court and they're going to give you a fine for violating COVID protocols. Ask them to bring the evidence of COVID, because if there's a protocol in place, there must be evidence to support the protocol. You just can't tell me to do something without providing evidence. Every individual have a right to challenge the government for doing things that are against the people. So don't go in there trying to beg and plead for your case. Nah, don't give them no $100 bill. Don't give them nothing. Give them nothing. It's a robbery. They're committing robbery in the guise of a fine. They have no justification for telling a grown individual put on a mask and mandating you to. Well, then again, the mandate isn't mandatory. It's a mandate. It's only mandatory when you acquiesce to it, meaning when you submit to it. So if you don't submit to it, you don't consent to it, then it is not law. It's not a law. It is not a law. It's a protocol. And by definition, protocol is not law. So don't get tied up in this thing, family. The dictatorship is real in Barbados, and the BLP pushing slavery. Steve, I'm going to tell you the fact. That's just the reality, bro. I mean, and again, only people who overstand it on a level go and get that. Most people think, well, you know, like I said, primary school, I've been new myself. I mean, the things I was already thinking about in primary school, the things I was already capable of doing in primary school, that I was conscious of doing, not knowing or being able to define what they really were on a broader spiritual level, I was aware. So all when the teacher used to try to hold me, and then they want to flog you in front of the class on the chalkboard, and look at this guy dead in his eyes, man, like, you know, in his face, they get overdrive, and they try to hit you harder and harder, like they're trying to break your spirit. And the more you look at them, like you penetrate them and you look into their soul and see their darkest secret, the more they get angry with you, man. And then you realize, you know what? This man afraid of you. Because to do this to a child, you know, like I think back about it now, and I think to myself, man, I ain't gonna front you. If I had to be honest, man, that's abuse, man. That's a fact. You got a lot of these primary schools, and they beat these children. I mean, merciless. A lot of these teachers got their issues, you know, and kind of find out anyhow. But like I said, though, not everyone is going to be able to recognize certain things. So there are different individuals walking on this earth, different mindsets. I'm not going to get into the astrophysical aspect of genetics and or genealogy in terms of who's from where, whether present, physical earth, or some other place, because that might be a little strange for people, although the Bible tells you that. Be careful who you entertain, because you might be entertaining angels unaware. And although the Bible says that within a context, I don't think people grasp what that means. When we say angel, because most of us are conditioned with Hollywood, we see angels as this white individual. Usually they're white. You don't ever see no black angels. That don't happen. You know, in the movie, in the pictures, they're always white with a white sheet on, with a rope around their waist and some rasta slippers, rocking some wings. Typically, that's how we see angels, with a little halo, although the sun is black. But anyhow, that's how we see them. So generally speaking, when people think of angels, that's what comes to mind. That's what they think about. They think I have these visuals in their mind because they've never seen one. Like a man who's blind, who never seen an apple before. You say apple in his mind, he doesn't have a concept of apple, so he can only relate to what he feels. In this instance, you can only relate to what they have shown you. But if angels come from outer space, this is my logic. If angels are from outer space, then according to the scientific evidence that we have here on Earth, anything that's outer space is an alien, correct? Anything that is not from Earth, any moving vehicle, whether it is God hovering on a cloud or some chariot in the sky, it is considered a UFO. It's considered an unidentified flying object. It comes from above. We ain't got a clue what that is. So I put that in context to say that clearly angels are aliens then, without question. So in other words, there are aliens walking around amongst us. Facts. We don't want to say that because it sounds strange. Well, angels are aliens. That's just a reality. They don't come from this dimension. They're not from this earth. They're from a different galaxy somewhere, wherever heaven's supposed to be, according to what they teach you. So they're aliens, full stop. But angels were also fallen from heaven. So they're two sets of two different types of aliens walking the earth then. And clearly, those that represent the order of divine order, and those that represent the others, those that were considered the fallen ones, or the ones that had fallen from grace. So, the different levels of folks walk in this space. And here, walk in this space. We don't see Earth as being in space. We see Earth as Earth, and everything else is outside of us. We don't recognize that Earth itself is also a body in space, and everybody on Earth are also space creatures. But we don't look at it this way because, again, we are conditioned to see things a certain way. Now, heavy is the crown because the king, in order to be king, the king has to have knowledge of things. And usually the king has lots of knowledge. And the Bible says, what it says, oh man, the verse on knowledge, they say, with much knowledge comes much sorrow. With great knowledge comes great sorrow. And the reason why it says with much knowledge comes great sorrow, because when you know things, you see, they say ignorance is bliss, right? When you don't know, then somebody could come and tell you, if you don't wear that mask, I can charge you $100. And you go into a state of shock and panic. Oh my God, look. And you rushing to make sure you put this thing on. You got on 1, 2, and 3 just to be on the safe side. You see, so ignorance is bliss. It don't require much just to obey. Like good slaves, just obey. But knowledge makes a man or a woman unfit to be a slave. So you can't enslave someone who has knowledge. You can't imprison and force for someone to do things if they have a degree of knowledge. Because although you could physically force them to do it, or under the threat of death force them to do it, you can't get no sleep, because the minute you sleep on them, well, yeah, they're going to make a run for it, or they're going to try to slice your throat to get away, depending on what you have done. Simple. So you can't enslave a person with knowledge. Impossible. They may go along with it for a time, or seemingly go along with it for a time, but it's only for a time. Jacqueline said, definitely not the Hugh man. Mask destroy your immune system, and then and them know it. Of course they know it. I mean, they know a lot more than they're willing to tell us. They're making those so-called laws, orders as they feel please, but we can't allow it. People suffer already. What $100 bill? Listen, man, crooked liars and scumbags. Alex, you ain't telling a lie. Judge rule it unlawful. Somebody post a link. Tony post a link in the chat, family. Make sure you check this link out. Make sure you check this link out in North America. Don't forget the Caribbean got courts, yes, but the American court, like the English court, has a bit more credibility and standing when it comes to law and court and the bar association. That's why African nations or Caribbean nations can't go to Europe and pull nobody from Europe to the Caribbean and hold them guilty or try them in the crime. But they can come and get people from these regions and carry them up there and put them in the court, though. Interestingly enough. You can't pull a European in Barbados and put them on trial, though. You can't do that. But they come down here and snatch you up, though. Bet that. So they have a little more credibility. I think the last case was the Kingsland estate that proved that. When the court in America awarded the family how many millions, how many hundreds of millions of dollars that Barbados did pay quietly. Well, it can't be that quiet if people know, I suppose. But anyhow, check this link out, man, and let's see what the brother's sharing. We give thanks, bro. But these are the things that are going on. So for my thing is, as far as the whole masking, like I said, me, I ain't wearing a mask either. I wear a mask if I go into a market or some environment that you have to put on a mask. But on my outside of that, conducting business in that facility or that environment, which I might limit, you know, I ain't telling you to do or don't do. I'm telling you that me personally speaking, I'm not wearing it. So, you know, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen, man. So if it is that you're saying that people who are not wearing masks who spreading COVID, then what you should have done was quarantine the whole of Kensington 3 weeks ago. Mr. Minister, yeah, quarantine the whole of Kensington a few weeks ago. That's what you should have done. Quarantine the whole Kensington and then make the tourists that were there for cricket pay at their own expense to be quarantined for 14 days. That's what you should have done. Not to mention fine them the $100 bill as well. Don't bring that crap to Barbados. Because I'm gonna tell you something right now. Right now, Pakistan up in arms, a few countries up in arms, and I ain't gonna tell you straight, man. It's only so much y'all gonna keep doing before Barbadians reach that point. You know, I know y'all think that y'all got this thing covered. I be trying to help y'all navigate out of the problems to see if we could come to some amicable resolution. His Majesty said diplomacy first. But because diplomacy is first, that's not the only way to approach this problem. It's only so long you're going to come on here and do politically incorrect. You might have to get politically out of order. Yeah, we were saying what that's supposed to mean, Emmanuel. I'm just saying it mean you can't even anyhow. It's crazy though when you look at it. I mean, you think about what they be trying to do. It's embarrassing to the world. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment that you treat your own people the way you do. I don't know if you look, man. You always talk about you conscious in the community and Africans and this and that, right? You always in Africa and all this other stuff. We want to sit down though. Let me have a sit down. Let me have a one-on-one. I want to personally look. Somebody called David Ellis. Somebody called her assistant. Send this message. Politically incorrect is requesting the prime servant. The prime servant. Yes, and I'm saying prime servant because that's what the word minister means. And if you feel offended by that, well, then that should say a lot. But you're supposed to be serving the people. We want to interview on politically incorrect. Make that happen, man. Make it happen. You all over the place. Make it happen then. Since you make it happen. Come on, politically incorrect. Let me chat. Any one of y'all. Preferably your boss, though. Preferably. Well, or your boss, even better. What became of David Ellis? Good question. Good question. You see, this is the thing I'm trying to see. It's not that you know, I'm trying to put anybody on the spot. We want resolution. I'm not ask you to come on here so we could chat about foolishness and hurl insults back and forth. We coming to have a dialogue, man. And people civilized to even use that word loosely because I don't too fussy that word either. You know, civilize. Anyhow, civilize. Anyhow, but anyhow, we can have a dialogue and a reason and see how best we could find ways to fix Barbados and by extension the region. Because all we in the same vessel, whether we like it or not. But we are aware that not all of us who walk this earth or walk this space are from the same place. We understand that or have the same intention or objective or better yet, agenda. So at some point, you got to have a dialogue, you know? Serious. Yes, the conversation is overdue. Inquiring minds want to know, though. We'll have a different kind of conversation. You go sit with that lady. What's your name? I ain't know. She talk about some from the BBC. And I'm glad you check home girl too. I respect that. Because that's something I would have done too. Because we kind of risk at me with that sort of language, man. You making sport. We'd have had a school all today, man. So I appreciate love that. But let me let me sit and reason. Mia, pull up a chair, man. I was saying the link. I was sending it to who's your name. You know what I mean, man. I wanted to tell you all the stuff that I do. you know what I mean. I ain't gonna call names. I hope she tell you what you tell her no, because if you don't tell her, you can tell her, you know, forward this link. Matter of fact, you're gonna send her a link one of these nights direct that she forward it to you. Matter of fact, I could do that all now, yeah. No eternity present. Nah, not tonight. Tonight is heavy as the crown. Then again, you know what? You're wearing the crown as prime servant. So what better night? What home girl name now? Again, I can't remember she name at all. I can't. What is sister name now? His sister name. See? Pop right up, man. Pop right up. Yeah, you can send the link. And send the link to you and see what can happen. But on the real, man, the people want to know, man. Too much going on, man. There's better ways to approach this. And I only speaking because the reality is a lot of people ain't really paying it in mind. So you can't lock up everybody. You can't send dogs everybody, you know. I don't know if you want the people to hit the streets again. Where's Caswell Franklin? Really, not where's what's his name? David Ellis. The question is, where's Caswell Franklin? What happened to the nurses? What's going on at the government industrial school, really? So much we could talk about. But before I go any further than that, let me just drop this video real quick. I was waiting for some folks to come on in. Let me drop this real quick, fine. I want y'all to watch this video real quick and give me y'all personal thoughts on this. Imagine that. Imagine this is the state of the world right now. This is the world we living in right now. I want y'all to be very cognizant about what I'm about to show you. Check what I'm about to show you right now on a serious note. And yes, there's a cover-up at the girls' industrial school. It's a big cover-up. Don't worry. I can soon get some video coming out of there just now. I'm working on it. I got a few clips already though. And a few voice notes. I waiting on that. I waiting. I had to edit faces for the young ladies and stuff. I wouldn't want to show that, but just know, man. Just know, man. We gonna see what's going on behind closed doors, man. Check this clip out, family, real quick. I ain't gonna play the whole thing. Let's drop a section of this there, a part of it right here, so you can see. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up, man.
Getting high off toads is a new trend in psychedelics. People are going to these retreats to smoke secretions from the Sonoran desert toad, often called bufo. And in some cases, they're paying up to $9 grand to do it. It makes...
Hold on. You hear the man who say? People are playing... I ain't gonna pull it from the top, man. People paying $9,000 to go to this particular place in the desert to smoke. Not no tobacco, not no high grade, but the venom from frogs. Check this out, man.
Getting high off toads is a new trend in psychedelics. People are going to these retreats to smoke secretions from the Sonoran desert toad, often called bufo. And in some cases, they're paying up to $9 grand to do it. It makes people feel euphoric. Some people say the drug is capable of repatterning your brain. In that case, get me a toad right away.
You hear this, right?
A lot of times people call it the God molecule because it apparently can make you feel like you're dying and then returning to life. Before we play this video for you, here's a heads up. It's pretty wild.
Listen, check this out, family.
Oh my
To get the venom, they pet and basically milk the toads and use one of the toxins in the excretion to make crystals that can be smoked. These retreats that perform the smoking ceremonies are now starting to pop up all across the country. Ishka owns one of these retreats in Utah. When they smoke these crystals of toad venom, what is the first thing that usually happens and how long does it last?
So we dose it out and then they will inhale it. Usually it takes about maybe 30 seconds for them to get into the experience. They can experience everything from just a euphoric feeling to also moving through what I like to call death and resurrection.
Death and resurrection.
Death and
Could
resurrection.
you expand a little
Yes.
bit about that?
Well, there's a lot of information to be gathered in that experience of what we call death. But taking them to the cusp of that is where you can actually have them begin or anchor into the transformation, really. Most people, when they have an experience as one like they're dying, they're definitely not going to go back to what they used to do before. So anytime you hear like near-death experiences, working with the bufo is very much like a near-death experience. And once they're able to understand how to bring themselves back, meaning resurrect themselves, they then come out of that experiencing themselves much of a superpower, and then they can heal anything for themselves.
You hear that, right, family? No, they got a little more. I ain't going into that. These folks out in the middle of the desert getting this bufo frog, caressing the frog, stimulating the frog, extracting venom from the frog, crystallizing this venom, and smoking it. And smoke to get this. You see how this, I mean, you could burn them 10 spliffs, 1,000 spliffs. You would never behave like that. But yet, the Rastaman can't burn a spliff. Marijuana is the worst thing that, the devil drug. Lock you up and put you in prison. But these cats over here smoking frogs. And according to my brethren, Alex, I guess if they outlaw frogs, that's the end of the leap year. That was hilarious. I mean, you understand the frog, just so that they could have this euphoric experience of death and resurrection. How to bring yourself back from the other side. You listen to this thing, family, up to $9,000 for this experience here. So you know that ain't for everybody. First off, you know that ain't for everybody. Like that is not for everybody. So this is where we at in the world, family. You got people paying to smoke crystallized frog venom just to have the experience, some psychedelic, in a matter of seconds. Just so you could feel supreme. Just so you could feel supreme and heal yourself from almost anything. Having now discovered how to channel that energy. You see what they up to, family? While we playing games, man, we down here getting colonized all over again by the same people who colonized us the first time. It's the same people. It's the same people. Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. Nothing in change. BLP, DLP, all of it is colonial. All of it. Westminster form of government, these laws they give us, every single law that they pass, you lose a right. You ain't noticed that? Whatever they pass a law, you lose something. The ability to do something that you did before. You can no longer do it. Meanwhile, they still having their per capita and gotten all the money locked in their little coffers and whatever else. And well, the paper, because it ain't really money, but the slave currency, let me call it what it is. And we out here struggling for slave currency just to be able to pay off debt with more debt paper. Legal tenders. I mean, it says it right on it. It don't say money. It don't say money. What it say? Legal tender. These cats out here smoking frogs for 9 grand of frogs. All right, so we have to break the cycle. Miss Critchlow, I see you. Real thing. And the thing is this though. When you start to have this kind of conversation, folks will look at you like, wait though, Rastaman, what are you trying to say? I'm simply saying, right, that we have been hoodwinked, bewitched, and bamboozled. We had that conversation last week. At this junction, we got to recognize that the crown is heavy. You know why it's heavy? Because anybody want to pick it up. I can, I got my new mortgage. I got my child at university. I now get a new car. I got this job. I can't rest that Rasta. I don't want it. I don't want to lose a little pick. You know what I mean? So we submit, because crown is heavy. Nah, like Art said earlier, pick your head up, man. Shoulders back, chin up, man, chest up, and wear this thing like somebody who know what they're dealing with. Knowledge makes a man unfit to be a slave. These folks out there having a ball. I mean, having a ball. Well, having a toad, really. And we out here getting mass, quote unquote, mandate. And a penalty if you don't. A penalty. It's football. It's a penalty if you don't wear a mask. It's football. They don't get anybody a red card and send me off the field so we don't go play the game no more. How that sound? How about you give everybody a red card, we go off your field, you ain't got to play again. You play football by yourself, and you keep all your penalty cards, and you could play with your penalty cards. How that sound? You see, again, if we don't reach a point where we draw a line, they're going to just keep infringing and infringing and infringing over and over and over again, family. That's what they're going to do. And they're going to keep doing it. They're going to keep doing it. But anyhow, y'all can check this out if y'all interested in hearing the rest of this story. You can check it out. I'll post the link. This particular one. There's other videos on it as well. You can check it out. You can put that if you want to check that one out, man. She gets into a lot more conversation about some other stuff, man. But I ain't getting no more forward. I just use it to show the date, and this is recent, this isn't old enough, this is the newest, thing they're dealing with. That's what they're focusing on. We out here talk COVID and mass mandate. These cats trying to get high off of frogs. Psychedelic. They want to become God. They want the God particles. Well, in essence, that's what she starts to say. This drug connects you with God. Yeah. Serious. So why we out here trying to get this understanding about the mandate, like I told people, that don't even study that, man. They risking at things, man. They were supposed to quarantine the whole of Kensington. They wait till everybody leave to come with this nonsense because of rising cases. That was a result of probably Kensington itself. Y'all crazy, man. Yeah, that's how we know y'all crazy, man. Because y'all keep doing this to people, thinking that the people of Barbados going to just keep still and keep quiet. Nah. That's not how this is going to unfold at all. At all. They go on Brass Stocks and talk. Nothing happened, plus they cut you off. Well, Brass Stocks is, well, look who's worked Brass Stocks. Come on. I mean, being realistic. I mean, shots fired, man. They wouldn't put me on Brass Stocks. Put me on Brass Stocks for a day. Just one session, I guarantee. After Brass Stocks, that one day, everybody call back and look, we want about the Rastaman. I want the Rastaman on Brass Stocks because we ain't giving no scripted responses to the woes of the people. We're looking for resolution. That's why politically incorrect cut off Brass Stocks, man. They can't compare with us. They got finances and numbers and all that, but they still can't compare to us. Brass Stats cannot compare itself to politically incorrect. No day, no how. And me, you all right though, sis. Don't watch the face, right? I know that that's your job, but you know what? You gotta choose whom this. We said choose you this day whom thou will serve. You can't love the people and love the politicians. You can't do it both. Most of the politicians too corrupt, and the people supporting it because the people that's most of it the hand out to waiting for this to the same corruption to come. It can't work like that. It just as guilty. Allow the people, man, so that they won't go beg you for the fish when they come. Teach all the fish. They can fish for themselves. Teach all the fish. Start getting out fish, man. Scripted indeed, for sure. Ben, I see you. The marches, man, I ain't going front. See when it comes to the marching, man, at this point, man, the only marching that this country need right now is for the 70% that did not support this administration to show up. The 70, everybody just choose that day. Everybody just say, you know what? Everybody just done it. Shut the whole place down. Shut it down. You didn't go to march, you know. It's the funny thing. A lot of people want to come out and march for different reasons. Shut it down. Pick a day and just shut it down. Stay home. Call in sick. They can't tell you nothing. Just call in sick. Look, you know you do get him on. Tell him, look, I feel a little warm today. I ain't sure if I got the Omicron variant B-123/ABC/ I stay home today because I want to be free variant. How that one sound? You see what I'm saying? Because this is a joke thing, man. You're making sport. Let's go into the boss. So I guarantee you, right? That particular day, the whole country shut off. Everything shut from the airport to the port. Not a plane can't move because we ain't fueling it. All the man that fuel the plane, call in, look, I think I catch the Omicron, I tell you, variant 2B/D, whatever. Run it down, man. Because no, it's a new one. Tell them you got the newest variant. The one that they didn't even find out about yet. As a matter of fact, you can name your variant after your block. Yeah. Real thing. Why not? I mean, new variants popping up all over the place. Who's to say that yours ain't real? Y'all make this too easy, man. I want them to prove that Omicron exists. Man, look, these people know that they can't do that. They still ain't tell me which one I had. Ben, man, they can't tell you which one you ain't had because you ain't. All they can tell you is that you were positive for threshold cycle amplification over 30 something, probably 45 threshold. They probably check. And never that they could tell you if it was even that high. But this test you that high, right? Although you ain't got to be 30 something to be, it's a joke, man. But again, I keep telling you, the COVID thing is just a distraction, though, family. I offer that. Steve, that's why I try to show you. I ain't knocking the body and the variant and the vaccine, all this stuff. I ain't knocking none of that. But let me show you all something. While all this was going on, what was the other thing that kept getting stronger and stronger? What was the other thing that kept getting stronger and stronger when this was going on? All the COVID and the vaccine and the hesitancy and the marching and the worldwide. What was the other thing going on that nobody was even really paying attention to? That was being put in place gradually as a result of all the other measures that we was fighting against. Anybody could tell me? Artificial intelligence. Yeah. Artificial intelligence from the scan, crypto, digital ID, facial recognition, all the different things, thanks to new iPhone and all the rest. Artificial intelligence has made some significant progress, a leap really, in the last 2 years easily. Even in terms of having the students at home in front of the screen, being taught by some individual teacher that burned out, can't hardly handle the situation, trying their best, and big up to the teachers who still trying their best, by the way. They left for the nurses, they're going at the teachers. And again, nobody ain't saying nothing. Everybody still kind of like wait and see. Come on, man. It can't be that bad in BIM, family. I mean, right now they got the man from Rwanda, the brother, the president from Rwanda, allegedly in Barbados. I say alleged because I didn't see it. I see a paper. He's supposed to be here. And I mean, he could tell you firsthand about the civil war they had. You know, the genocide, really. That's what it was. And how that unfolded. Sitting back, watching. Nah, we can't sit back and watch, family. You can't sit back and watch, man, because it's gonna hit the fence. It's gonna hit the fan at some point in time. We gotta do something. We can't sit back and just watch it, family. We got to get up and do something. These folks out here watching smoking frogs, getting high off of frogs. What Omnicron, what? They out there psychedelic, trying to become God using venom from a frog. And we still can't burn a spliff down the road. Because you get a fine too and a penalty. The whole thing is fraud, family. The whole thing is fraud. And all you know it's fraud because, again, Kensington, David Ellis came out the first at Kensington about new protocols. All right. I ain't hear. Look, and I say what I said to him that night on the podcast. Y'all notice that this man has said another word since that statement? Anybody noticed that? That was the end of his career, man. That was the dumbest thing he could have ever done. I know how much money they paid him to say that, but or maybe he drinking the water too, probably. Really and truly. You mind to say another word after that, man? Not another word. The dumbest thing he could have. He ended his career in one. The man was, but then again. Right now, the JS situation, I don't want to even revisit that. And I don't want to touch it for a reason because information that I have, man, look, I don't even know what to say about that. I liable to say something, man. That right there. And you see the nation. Where the journalists went? Did they know journalists in Barbados? They only have reporters, because a reporter and a journalist, I have learned, is two different things, apparently. We don't have no journalists in Barbados doing investigative journalism. We don't have none of that in Barbados. And if so, where they at, man? Show it to Beijing Free Press, by the way. Big plug right there. If you're not on that, get on Beijing Free Press. I think they have a Facebook page as well. Plug in and get some real news going on the ground. Live video clips and all, man. From real situations, reporting live from on the ground. I don't know, man. Buses smoking, black smoke, and can't find these drivers as yet. Or minister, or even minister on the vans. Oh man. Man, the minister, like I said, authority can't be the minister on the vans. That seems like you can't put the thief in charge of the bank, man. Like, you know, it might be a little tricky. Although it sounds more like an oxymoron, really, but you all understand what I mean, right? The real thing. Yes, ISIS, AI, I see you paying attention. It's real, family. AI right now, we've been hoodwinked, family, for real. We watching all this other stuff over here. And you know, they put him at I had another video in America. There's a gas station and nobody works there. Nobody. You go inside, you can buy drinks, you can buy food, you pay, you can do everything, use the bathroom, all this stuff, but it's a complete it's automated, it's artificial intelligence run the whole gas station. Nobody works there physically. You go to the pump, you go inside, you pay, you pick whichever, you pay. You want a drink, you go, your machine, you pay, you get your drink, you want to use the bathroom, you gotta use your receipt from the, you can only use the bathroom if you have the receipt, because the receipt go scan it, you scan it, your door to get access to it. All computerized. Nobody works there. The banks now force you to use the machines. They give you new credit cards, new bank cards. We ain't paying attention to the other side of the coin here. And if one side is the vaccine with the Bluetooth or whatever else they say, the nanoparticles in it, okay then. What good is a CD if you don't have a CD player? What good is a CD if you don't have a CD player? They did not invent the CD and then the CD player. They didn't invent the CD player and then the CD. They knew what they were doing from the inception. How do you say stick them up? Alex, them days done because you're not even using cash. That thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the machine might take paper for now, but at some point in the paper, you know, you tap and you tap and you, what do you call it? You wave it. You tap and wave. You tap and wave, man. We the people who strengthening this AI by using Facebook, Twitter, all of them. All right, well, you know what? Be that as it may, I'll tell you this much. Artificial intelligence, whether or not it can be programmed, what we need to understand is that we have the ability to use things to our advantage. Although people might say, well, that's your disadvantage. Well, guess what? The time we're living in right now, it is to our advantage. It can be our advantage. It's a way to disseminate information in a much rapid way. It's a way to expose a lot of stuff. Okay, so Zuckerberg and these guys have their claws in it. You know, the people on Facebook who have, fake accounts, fake name, fake picture, all kind of stuff. Giving power to this particular, the brother side, this particular Twitter and all this stuff. Yes, these softwares do a lot more. But by virtue of even having a phone, you don't have enough software. You don't have to download Facebook on it. See, that's another misconception they try to push in our direction. That, well, it's the apps that got you. It's the apps. See, again, I got Twitter. So that's, you know, you got a phone. You can forget it. Unless you off the grid, living in the woods somewhere, on some basement somewhere, living completely independent from all things, you plugged in. One form or the other. You plugged in. So the issue not being plugged in, the issue, as a matter of fact, the issue not even artificial intelligence. The issue not even the system. The issue is the people who have taken hostage the system and using it for their own personal agenda. That's the issue. So we got to then form our own alliances amongst ourselves to position ourselves, to govern ourselves accordingly, using the same technology because it's our knowledge. It's not like it's their knowledge. It's not theirs. It's ours. But we don't remember that. Zuckerberg ain't now come with this idea. We get it from. We's the original Wi-Fi, man. On a spiritual plane. But there's physical and there's spiritual. There's a duality. But it's not how, is the what you do with it. And why you're doing it. You know, so we got to get to that level where we realize, man, that, you know, Jackie said on a laptop or a tablet. But nah, these devices, this is all knowledge. They tech knowledge. They tech the knowledge, you see. They tech the knowledge. This isn't their knowledge. This is ours because it coming from the future. This ain't coming from now, you know. We only now catching up to this stuff. This stuff already has happened. We just don't see it yet. We now seeing it. So we got to be very cognizant of the fact that we're living in the now, in the past, and in the future. You see what I'm saying? So we got to be aware of the times we're in, family. These people getting high off of frogs. I mean, frogs. Anyhow, the link posted, you could check it out, see what's going on. Can't go wrong. Be informed, man. Be informed. Online shopping now. Online shopping now. Online shopping now. You ain't hear what they said about COVID. How much more billions of dollars the Amazon and the other people. So where's the black man Amazon? We ain't got the garage shop, the garage sale. You know, go online, so you call it garage sale. You go there and get anything you want, reasonably cheap, inexpensive. All right, get some rest, brother. I know you got work in the morning. I know you're like 5 hours ahead of us. Jacqueline, look here, look. I gonna tell you something, Jacqueline. Send a message to this number right here. Y'all know Politically Incorrect already Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. You did good tonight, by the way, early out. And Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Atlantic time, I believe it is. And if you interested in telling a friend to tell a friend, the email address is politically.in.correct@246@gmail.com, and the telephone number is 838-8253. Jacqueline, send a WhatsApp message to that number, and I'll send you some information. For sure. Yes, family. Yeah, the things happening though, and that's the thing. Not everything we're gonna come and put on the mainstream. According to the brother, he's right. But let me focus on definitely what we need to do and how we doing it, because it's that time. That's why I said don't even get tapped with a new distraction with mass mandate and all that. You know, just operate accordingly, man. Operate accordingly, man. Real thing. When the tail look left, look right here. Where is the conscious people on the island? The people need to wake up. There was a time in business was look at the very literate people. What happened to the people? Wake up, people, and take what is yours. Remember I tell you this much, my brother. You know, the truth and the fact is right, and I always your point for saying this, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. Since you mentioned the Bible, remember Gideon's army, right? Remember Gideon's army. This is for everybody, family. This is for everybody, man. No more potholes. Build houses with 3D printers. I like it, Alex. It's a fact, though. They're already doing it. Yeah, this is for everybody, though, my brother. I mean, the truth is, a lot of folks might just need to stay home for real. You know, because you already know what time it is, man. Because this is for the chosen. People are sleeping, preoccupied with the vanity of the world. Be that as it may, Sammy, right? I tell people all the time, man. The people who we see sleeping, who preoccupied with this vanity of the world. Remember the movie The Matrix? There are people who don't know that they don't even know. And there are a few who do know that can go and deal with it on a different level. Until we get to that point, we recognize that the people are sleeping for a reason. They're not sleeping because they want to. Some might be sleeping because they want to. Some folks pretending to be sleeping, they're really sleepwalking. It's difficult to wake a person who is pretending to be sleeping here. It's almost impossible to wake a person who is pretending to be asleep. Some people need to sleep for a reason. And those who are up, those who have work to do, heavy is the crown. Heavy is the head that bears the crown, man. You got work to do. And part of that work isn't necessarily trying to focus on, quote unquote, waking folks, although we're not even using that word wake, because we know what a wake really is. We're not really here to wake the people. I used to think so. We're not here to wake the people. We're here to share information. Those who have eyes to see will see, and who have ears to hear going to hear, and they'll know what they need to do. If they don't, well, no, it's the same thing. They weren't supposed to. They weren't given the eyes or the ears. And no matter how much you show them or how much you yell, they ain't gonna never see it. They ain't gonna never hear it. So I can't accuse them of sleeping, because like fear of heart was hardened deliberately. It's not in them to know or to do. It's not in them. It's not in them. So don't waste no time, focusing on that. Like the sister said, we got to focus on what we got to do. That's what we got to focus on. putting in that work, making things happen on another level so that we could build it so that they could then come. Safe haven. Don't let consciousness become a religion and we start beating people with it. I used to do that back in days of burn a fire upon this and burn a fire upon that. Man, you better not burn yourself. It's a real thing. Just deal with the people on a different level, family. This different level, man. You know, build it and they should come. Through your works. By your works. By your works. By your works. For sure, by your works, family. Can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong, family. Tell a friend and tell a friend. But the way this thing going right now, family, like I said, the issue with the government industrial school is a reflection of the whole state of Barbados. You know, yesterday, I don't even want to even touch that situation with the NCC right now. I rather speak to somebody first. What happened at Browns Beach yesterday afternoon? There might be a video out. I'm not sure because a few videos were taken. So I don't know, but maybe they didn't post them as yet. Might be a good thing. But I'm going to check with the NCC tomorrow for sure to find out exactly what is the regulations before I even touch that. You know, politically incorrect. We get it correct. We don't just jump out there in that kind of platform. Serious, 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 serious. Let me put in the work, family. Just the works. Just y'all works, man. Just the works. Just the works, man. Definitely though, family. I give thanks, man. You know, I hope y'all had an amazing resurrection Sunday yesterday. Sunday. After such a beautiful full moon. I mean, majestic energy. We could determine the moon is this or that. Reality is what we do with the energy that counts. Energy just changes form. So the question is, what form are you changing it into? Because that's all it does. It just changes form. So the question is, what form are you changing it into? So, and that's the bottom line, man. But we got work to do, families. Let me just deal with the works. I'm going to post a link just here real quick. Y'all can go do the read. Y'all read up on this real quick. I think it's necessary. Yes. Let me copy the link. Put this in the page real quick too. Copy this. The parallel connection between prophecy and history. Ethiopian crown and the Royal Order of Knighthood. Yeah. You can post this real quick right here, real quick. Y'all go check this out too, man. Heavy is the crown, family. Heavy is the crown. Believe in 2022, Rasta still get fight. Because of what? Just do the works, family. Just do the works, man. Copy that link down. Tell a friend, share it with your friends. Tell a friend and tell a friend. Order of King Solomon. Everybody want to know who Rastafari is, right? Order of King Solomon seal. Matter of fact, let me say one more thing before I go to, man, because I mean, Order of the Queen of Sheba, Order of the Holy Trinity, Order of Menelik II. Anyhow, I'll not go too far down there for now. Let me just say this real quick. One of the biggest misconceptions, and y'all could go look this up, one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to Barbados is that we were colonized by a bunch of white folks. A bunch of white folks came here and they brought Africans from Africa here. What they have not told you and I during school in this history class when they were told the Arawaks and Caribs is that there were already families and people here. And exactly what's going on now is what happened back then. folks made a deal or two with some other bigger heads, different countries, alliances for exchange of goods and money, and they went to work. A lot of these names in Barbados, these last names that we attribute to them is European names. European names. Yes, they are European names or Europeans. Europeans. They're Europeans. Europeans. Yes. However, what they did not tell you is that a lot of those European names aren't all white folks, man. Yeah, white folks did some stuff too. We ain't on yeah. Those Europeans, the albino rather, let me rephrase it, the albino Europeans, because if I don't put it in its proper perspective, you'll miss the message. Don't know white and black. The albino Europeans. But outside of the albino, which is the pale Europeans, the pale, not the white, because white was just a status. You had melanated people in Europea who had white status. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't a white and black thing until they realized they could benefit from it and push racism, especially in Barbados, which is probably one of the most apartheid and racist countries probably in the world. And nobody wants to talk about it because nobody want to really mash corns. But Barbados, let me tell you something. I have, boy, look. You see that place called Lancaster? Right down the road there. Lancaster Great House. Look it up. Google it. Google it. That's all I'm going to say for now. I'm going to bring some more information just now on that, though. You all take it like, think Barbados easy? Y'all really think Barbados easy? Y'all really think Barbados easy for real? Let me ask you all a question though. This don't look like the lion on Gun Hill. I mean, the lion, you know, the lion on Gun Hill. This don't look like the lion on Gun Hill minus the crown. Although the painting all white. I'm just a soldier for Jah, who's protected by the scripture. Jah. Rastafari. Family, here again, all right, family? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Do me another favor. Go Google Chief Andrew from Scotland. Go Google Chief Andrew from Scotland. See if you're a black man. If your last name is Andrew, you're Andrew. It may not be no white man who may have enslaved you or your family going, in times I was here before. It might look just like you, man. Remember Dred Scott, right? But I ain't gonna touch all that, man. I ain't come on tonight for that. But you got a little nugget right there. You got a nugget. Go Google Lancaster, Barbados. Google Chief Andrew from Scotland. See what you get. And while you're at it, check this out as well, like I told y'all, man. Ethiopian crown and the Royal Order of Knighthood. This is way deeper than y'all think, man. Haile Selassie I is the Almighty for a reason. The power of the Trinity. You see what I'm saying? And that ain't a religious thing, family. Rastafari. Live, reign, and rule continually. Anyhow, family. Let me lead you people with this message right here real quick. See? So if you have it, give me some feed for. Let me know that everybody have it. And let me just say one more thing. If you are a Hebrew Israelite, if you are saying you're Jewish and you follow the Hebrew Israelite, because I recently met someone in the supermarket, she had the fringe on the bottom of the skirt and stuff, and I was just answering some questions. But let me say this, man, remember one thing and nothing else, you are more. You are more. But you are more. And like there are Moors that were scattered all over. Not all the Moors did what was right or noble. Not all the Moors are noble. You see what I'm saying? Not all the Moors are no bull. Some are simply just bull. Full stop. And some are no bull whatsoever. Playing around, man. They stole the crown and melted it down. I whitewashed the lion. It's a fact, man. It's a fact, man. It's a fact. Of course, they stole the crown. But guess what? As a matter of fact, hold up. Do I have that? Let me see. Do I have that? What if I have that? What if I have that one? I might, yeah. They found a few of the crowns that popped up. Let me see if I find that one before I go and share that one. At least that one. Let me see if I find that one. I'll share that one before I go. They looted this, and this is an article from the New York Times. I just want to share this one. Let me copy this link. Let me copy the link. I can post this link real quick. Yeah, let me get this one here, man. Let me share this one. Let me share this one before I go. Go check this out as well, family. Yeah. Looted Ethiopian crown resurfaces in the Netherlands. Imagine that. It resurfaced. It like we at the beach, you know? We at the beach and it just popped out the water. It resurfaced, you know? Unbelievable. See it there? Just resurfaced out the blue, just popped up. And let me put this right here, man. Imagine that, you know what I mean? A black monarchy, and they convinced people to don't even look into it and study it. Don't even look in it. Don't forget that. Meanwhile, they got you supporting everything else, and everybody else except your own. But your crown resurfaced in the Netherlands. At least one of your crowns resurfaced. Go check this article out. It's on the New York Times magazine, NewYorkTimes.com. The link is in the chat right there. Click on that. Check it out. See for yourself, man. This ain't no game, family. My people destroy you because they lack the knowledge. They lack the knowledge. That's all it is. And they're afraid of the day you remember, because the day you remember, what a day, man. It's the crown resurfaced, man. Anyhow, family, it's a good read. Go check it out. And, you know what I'm saying, y'all have a great night. It's been love and fun as usual. We give thanks. We give thanks. We give thanks. I sincerely hope that the information, serves you, edify you in some way. And make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. And I'll see you all on Wednesday for sure. Inshallah. Rastafari. Cannot go wrong. I was supposed to link with some folks and bring a particular message, but everything happens for a reason, so I don't really question it. Don't question it. I give thanks for the energy, family. I see it. I give thanks. Very necessary. That situation up by JS, man. Love child, I see you. That situation by Girls Industrial School, Government Industrial School, might as well call it girls. I can imagine what the ones up Dodge is like, really. Anyhow, I'm going to call you tonight as soon as I get off the air for the update. Government Industrial School. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Anyhow, family. It's been real fun and edutaining. By the way, I got a shout out to Miss Hunt, Nicole, and the island. Got to give her a big shout out. The appointed manager is on the rock without question. It's only right to give her that full 100 Maximum respect. One of our very own, homegrown. Yes, Joy, I see you. Blessings to you too, family. Sammy, I see you too, Sammy. I got a tune I want to drop this tune here, though. Let me see party going. Bam. Classic, I win. Share that video real quick, man. Just a message, man. Just a message.
Seeds I saw, found that the Babylon a berry, cool as a breeze and a flower. So Ivy and Mary, to perfection like trees grow. Seek life up and jelly, Rastafari never go low. Fire burn, cannibal dreading, blood shedding more and more. I still get a fight, though I'm living pure. See war and crime like a solar border. One kind get fire, they have no love no more. Tell them take this hard, yet no silly more. Rastafari is life and not some shore. Fire red flames hotter than before. Burn them complete from crust to core. Life seeds I saw.
Life seeds, man. Heavy is the crown, family, but wear it anyhow proudly.
To perfection, life trees grow. Sip life apple and cherry. Rastafari never go low. Fire burn, cannibal dreading. Heights of the flames of life forever. Natural lights golden green. Children beware Babylon of vampire. Blood sucking cannibal being. Stop from criticize Rastafari. Heights of universal dream. Fire burn, burn, imposter. Oh, another vision, them a dream. They wanna replace life with grace and business places. Wanna destroy life oasis, destroying the earth wherein life must live. Go till the dirt be positive. You better stop it earth to live it. Stop walking in it with the burn it dirty from it love. Fire burn calamity. No pity blood the flowing at the city.
Grow your food, family. Grow your food, family. We got the Ella coming for next week again. I got it definitely. We gonna have a little program, break gear differently this week coming forward. Give you a step-by-step guide on how to get this thing happening in your backyard for sure, or your community. Can't wait till it come. In time of plenty, store. So in time of drought, you would have. Serious. For the youths, family, for the youths, man. For the youths.
Blood shedding more and more. I still get a fight, though I'm living pure.
No matter what.
One kind of wild and I'm not love no more. Tell them to the soil and I'm still ignore. Rastafari is life and that is I'm sure. This a fire red flames hotter than before. Burn them complete from shell to core.
From shell to core.
Bone that the Babylon a berry. Cool as a breeze at the flower. So Ivory and Mary. To perfection like trees grow. Sweet life of and jelly. Rastafari never go low. Fire burn, cannibal dreading. Life seeds I saw. Bone that the Babylon a berry.
Yes.
Cool as a breeze at the flower.
Cool as a breeze.
So Ivory and Mary. To perfection like trees grow. See life up and cherry. Never go now. Fire burn.
Yes, family.
Fire burn, burn, burn. Fire burn.
Yes, family.
Fire burn.
Sila. Love the energy, man. Love the energy, man. Big tune, man. Big tune. Yes, family, it's that time. It's that time. It's that time. Serious. We give thanks, though, family. You know, heavy is the crown, but we rate proudly nonetheless. Rastafari live, reign, and rule continually. Empress reserve manage the perfect balance. Order differently. Yeah, you're looking for my other brother right here. Look, bam. Yeah. That's the easiest way right there. Look, bam. Sure. Get one more before I go. You know, I can't let's let it go. So, you know. Jackie, you know that, right? All right, put this one out here. Right, got that covered. Got that covered. It's been good though, man. It's been, I mean, Book of Life. Art. All right, can't do that there to my bedroom, man. Can't do that to the bedroom, man. That easy, brother. Book of Life. Let me see how you can pull that one off. No, let me see how you can pull that one off. Hold on. Not easy, man. Let me pull that off. Just gotta click this. Hold on, man. Are you in? Where there? Book of Life, man. Cannot not, man.
The Book of Life.
Cannot not, man.
From the Book of Life. They've got the and the man in them pot, but them a cook a spice. Use what you say I do.
Big tune, man. Armageddon. Book of Life, family. I win.
With the last, this kind of wicked look at life. Them got eyes with a knife, but some of them look at life. Them all that dash, them with them let and look at life. Them said them want them win to go to heaven, to look for Christ. While them are both on the worship them images. I went in getting life in the midst of foreign, never run nor fall. So still it is, I did it, like privilege in all the villages to live. So life is crazy, for these infinite stages. I dance to for no wages, one Babylon slaves. Them separate man and woman, lock them in a cages. Them some more sodomyless babies. Them some more birth and child and abortion for the ladies for ages. The Book of Life.
The Book of Life.
Babylon wants smear and tear up.
The Book of Life, family.
To them come forward with despair. Them need to veneer, like eyesight or crystal clear. You air, choose that food for the children to share. The youths need love and care. Clothes are someone wear, car with them a stare. House and money make them eye flare and live in fair. They call us squatters, because they treat us very wrong. Children starving, times so very long. To kill the pagan, got must chew them bloodless. Craving for more than enough. Not talk about money and religion, make them happy and prosperous. Still I see more problem and that's far for us.
More problems.
Crosses the polkas and chops are us. Vanity, so many gone straight for that Alice. I see Mussolini and them get paid to shot them. Still gonna kill like patriot. Them get defeat, no fear them weapon or them face the chat. Money man, them stop them little sister and them brother. Chop off them father and them mother. Them set them search the sky and said them search not the and said them still can't find that one. The Book of Life, Babylon one tear up.
Yes, the Book of Life, family.
So them come forward with the stare. Them need to veneer, like eyesight of crystal clear. Yeah, choose them for the children to share.
Yes,
The
family.
youth need love and care.
Love and care for the youths, family.
House and money make them eye flare and live in fear. The next is called we can look at life. Them got eyes with a knife, but some of them look at life. Them all that dash them, let them whip them all them hook at life. Said them want them in to go to heaven. To look
And yo, family, we link up on Wednesday. You know how we do, we think. Have a blessed rest, royal rest, and a grand rising. We'll see what happens between tomorrow and then, and the details and the information we get. Right? Bring forward a message, man, and let me see what really going on in this place. If the tail look left, make sure you look right. Yeah, don't fall for distraction. Don't study that fine. Take it on another level. Examine it. Question it. Right through. Keep us calm, man. Anyhow, family, on this meditation, we gonna ride Haile Selassie the First, Empress Brazil Menin. One perfect balance, family.
Be by your side, so brave and bold. Oh, I'll be in full eye trust. Lightning flash and thunder roll.
Big up to all the sisters, man, the warrior clan. Pamela, the crew. Free your knowledge. Free your knowledge, man.
I need a ring, I also charm.
Serious.
And here I walk. and
Yeah.
it's flowing on and on. From dusk till dawn.
We gonna link.